Please work.
I'm already this giving me the power that it uses. Do you know why the could it be that it can't really get the nanite cleaner because it shows a 10,000% ratio here for I don't know even what the
Um,
percentage is. Is it
so okay, so this probably has to do with an issue with the nanites mod, but there's supposed to be a maximum on
yeah?
everything. So like, if you look at anything, it's supposed to say max required input, and then current input, and it's looking at that. But obviously, the nanite control
Yeah.
factory has um,
Okay, that's why
let me
it has
see,
10,000%.
yeah,
Because the max input is one kilowatt, but it is taking 100 kilowatts or something like that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So but it's still it bases the highest users off of just the
Yeah.
megawatts, not off of the percentage. So as a matter of fact, there's a different version of this command that I think, hang on, let me double
I
check that.
that is absolutely cool.
No, they don't. He doesn't have.
I was happy about the power
No.
time thing, but having now the ability to see, okay, this one takes this and that amount of energy right now, that is absolutely
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, and that's a new one with this new version. Like there's no like that wasn't available in the last version. That's a new thing.
Yeah, neat, very neat.
So another one, let's see. At least we got another working one over here. So I'm gonna play with that.
So
Dang, is it
this
working?
is this LCD not working or what? What is?
I don't know what's going on. It's definitely not doing what I'm used to it doing, which is there we go. Okay, it's just I think because it's not running more than once a second, and I think it's only updating a certain number of LCDs per second. So
Okay.
but yeah, these other four, or at least two of these other four that I played with, I couldn't get them to do
Ah,
anything.
no, that's
I don't. I mean, like they just literally act like they're not even
yeah.
functional.
We came here
So
unprepared again. Yeah, I will have to see if I can get that to run
I'm kind of
in.
curious.
I will have to see if I can get it to run. Yeah, when you are basically not here, if I can then set it up to just take the.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just gonna remove
Or they
these,
broke something
and
again. It could be just that.
I I have no idea. But I'm gonna try this one over here and see if I can get it. The first when I'm testing, I just throw in time
Yeah,
because then you can see it update at least once a minute,
yeah.
right? And we should see it update. There we go. So it's 23:57 in your time zone.
That's
Almost
right.
midnight.
Yes, I don't see it at the
Okay.
moment, so maybe it
Oh,
has to
okay.
update for me too.
It's just in the upper left-hand corner there.
No, no, I see just the online from the LCD.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Could be
interesting.
a
I have no
problem with
idea why
that
that would be.
too. Let me see if I can't get to the custom data at the moment. Maybe.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
custom data,
Maybe.
so try it again. Try it now.
Give me a sec. Yes, now I can. So time is just the time I get, and then show text on screen and all that stuff. Maybe it has to update for me, or it at the moment it could be just problematic because you have put it in, and yeah,
Maybe,
it's
yeah. I have no idea. I wonder. I don't know. Multiplayer can be weird. We know that. Well, let me. I'm gonna change some of the commands, add a couple things in.
let me see.
So
I will go
another.
to the other screen and see if I put in. Oh, you have inflistics infantry list
Oh,
X T
yeah.
ammo something. I will just press OK and see if it changes for me now. Uh, Panel
Okay.
3 LCD is correct. One thing you Americans have as a thing that is amazing is that you can make these brackets The
you don't have those brackets on your
it's
on your
hard
keyboard?
for us to put them in. So
Oh,
for some reason
well,
it doesn't work. We could put them in, but it seems that
well,
the keyboard operations of space engineers makes that impossible for us to put in these corner brackets. I have a text file
but
somewhere where I can just copy them out and then bring them into the
oh, well, but actually, as it turns out,
yeah.
it's funny
We can
because
use the
I read about
the
this
exclamation mark. Yeah,
points.
the exclamation points.
Yeah. Okay. I read
Let
about
me
that and I was like,
try something.
who would you need
Let
that?
me try something. Maybe it recognizes my version of the game or something like that and makes problems with that. No, it doesn't.
No, I don't think so because some of them are working.
I will trigger
So
the
I
timer again and see if something is up with that. So the programmable blocks, do I have to edit something with the programmable blocks on the in the thing? Do I have to add some custom data to the programmable block or something like that? No.
no.
Everything's on. I will just run it again. Any arguments needed?
Oh, there we go. They're booting up.
Okay. Booting up, that's nice. Okay, I can see the one panel I can see, but the others are still online, just online for me. Could you do me a favor and
Interesting.
do on the right side the corner brackets again, because it's this is
Oh, well, no. Well, the funny thing is it works with the exclamation
yeah.
points.
It-
Like I can see the updated information.
I
on
can't
there.
see it.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, that is annoying. It's no problem. We have that on the one screen. If you maybe it's because again I have set up this screen, and maybe it is just not working.
Maybe.
Yeah, not working with
So,
that.
and you saw. I mean, like you can see that there's five
yeah,
top users,
I can.
right?
That's
So,
the point.
okay, well, maybe.
I can see it on this screen, but I can't see it on the other screens.
Okay, well, so if I make changes on this one,
That should show up. Yes.
yeah. So I'm just going to delete all the stuff that's on
Maybe
here. I'm just going to kind of
maybe
show you
keep
some.
the power time or something like that. So there's one thing that I have put in just as a precaution.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I'm going to leave. Yeah, that's true. I'll leave power time and the power use top, and I'll just do stuff underneath that. So another handy one that, well, okay, this is handy, but it's not handy if you have a 9.8 control factory.
Oh man.
Damage.
Yeah.
Damage is a really handy one. But with a nanite control factory, it's going to fix all that stuff anyway. So it doesn't really help. So you can see it just says no damaged blocks. That's not useful at all.
So it tells you what blocks are damaged.
Yeah, so actually here, and it only works with blocks that are terminal blocks. It won't work with armor blocks. So like if I start to remove this LCD panel here, there we go. That should show up.
Yeah, it does.
There we go.
There it is.
Yeah. So, but the nanite control factory is just going to go fix
Yeah,
it.
let us see if how fast the. It even shows the panel exclamation mark LCD exclamation mark. Now now I can see now I can see it. Now I can see the. We just have to
Really?
grind it down and then now I can see it.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, well, here I'll go grind this one down.
grind that down. And let us see if no, you removed it
Oh,
too
I
fast.
didn't mean to. Too fast.
I'm
Oh, hey, look at this.
panic.
So, look at your ammo, and the ammo should be decreasing now.
Yeah, except the laser ammo, I hope.
Yeah.
How fast does it update? Does it
maybe not.
show that?
Well, it's once every few seconds, I think, but also I just thought of this. The way that ammo is
Yeah,
done
it's
is it's ammo
yeah,
containers.
it's
So
packages basically. So if they
yeah,
if
so you're not really going to see a
yeah,
big
I
change.
think it's 1,000 or so, or 100 ammo per
I think it,
package, something like that.
yeah, those shots aren't going to make much
Yeah,
of a
yeah,
difference.
yeah.
So, all right, so let me look at some of the other ones. So I'm going to get rid of damage. Um, there's also charge is a handy one for
For
batteries.
batteries, nice.
So if I'm sorry, no, not for batteries. That's charges for jump drive blocks. So
That's neat
that's
too. I will need that for my
yeah,
new exploration ships, basically. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, no blocks found. Let me
Yeah, that's but that's nice. If it's just charged, then I can absolutely live. And you can also add the T colon
yes,
and then
yeah,
things.
absolutely. And you can do like if you've got like I've got on the MBT, I've got 4 jump drives split into 2 groups, right? What you can actually do is you can group them, and then you can have a separate charge thing for
Each group.
the individual groups.
How would you?
Now it's going to show, so it'll show the charge on each individual jump
Yeah.
drive, but you can then have different like titles and separate them physically, and have them on different screens or whatever you want to do.
So how would you do that? So if you set in T colon and then you could say the group, or you could just name the group of the jump drives, or how would that work?
So you would, so it would be G colon.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, you would just go in, and here I'll actually type one in so you can see what it would look like. And you have to use, I believe, curly brackets for this one. So it would be
Okay, curly brackets. Making brackets in Space Engineers again. I have that all on my keyboard, but Space Engineers. Yeah. Let me see.
yeah. So if you look at the way I typed
Okay,
it
yeah.
in there, it would be something along those lines.
So-
So that would be you would take your jump drives that you want to be in that one, and you would make a group called jump drives A,
Yeah.
and
So
put them in
so
there.
T is for the grid, basically. And
Yep.
G would be a thing for the group. So if you have
Correct.
okay, nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
And if you don't, and star says the star
name,
is like
basically.
is all names, but you can also, like, if you don't do a T or a G, you can just type in the
Yeah.
name. So let me do, for example, so we could do, well, yeah, here we go. We'll do invlist. So there's inventory, invlist, and then there's X and S and a whole bunch of crazy add-ons and all this. I mean, and I use invlist X a lot because it's a shortened, simplified list that doesn't show zeros. So if you don't have anything of a type, it will just leave it out.
Let me see that for a sec. So inflist X is in principle the command to list all inventory things.
Yeah. So if I just do an invlist, I'm just going to do invlist star right
Yeah.
now, which is going to be crazy. It's going to be a really long list, but that's okay. I want to show you what it looks like.
Yeah.
This is what you get.
Okay.
Lots of zeros.
So it shows all the things I have in my inventory, and if you could also say I don't want to see the zeros, basically. So don't show me what I
Right.
don't have.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
neat.
You can also say that you specifically want to see like a very specific thing. So if you want to say, I want to know how much ice I have throughout the entirety of my ship.
And so that's why you let me. I have a bit of lag. So that's why you put in the inflist X T for the grid again, the colon, and then star is again. So I could say list all ammo
So that's-
in all assemblers, or list all ammo in all cargo containers. That's the star for basically.
Right.
And the
Right. So you could say
okay.
invlist, and instead of doing star for you could put all of your turrets into a
Yeah.
group, and then do all of the ones in the turret group,
Okay.
and or you can do a part of the name. So if every one of your turrets has the word turret
Yeah.
in it, you can just say turret, and it will look in everything with the name turret.
Yeah, I'm okay with I'm okay here with showing me all the available ammo.
Yeah, because it's going to
Yeah,
automatically pull it in anyway,
that's
so you don't have to worry
good.
about it.
So is the thing behind that is that just it just searches for everything that has ammo in the name. So
So there are a few classifications. So like there's ore, there's ammo, there's tools. There, so there's some things that the script kind of knows are a group, and so anything that classifies itself as ammo is going to be shown there.
neat.
It's self-classified. So any kind of ore is going to be shown if you type in ore or that kind of thing. And if you want to, so like ice is a very different kind of ore, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's technically an
Technically,
ore,
it's an
but
ore,
it's not really an ore. It's so you can actually go in, you can say ore and then minus ice, and it will show you all the ores, but it won't show you ice.
How would you say that? So it's
Well, here, let me show you this one
Yeah.
first. Notice how I put in ice, and it's saying you have 30,000
Yeah.
ice throughout your base. One really handy thing is I'm going to go into custom data, and at the end of that, I'm going to put colon 100,000.
You will have to let me read
And
that then in a second. It's crazy.
yeah, that's not a problem. You can, but then what you get is you actually get a status bar.
So I see everything, all the ice that's below 100,000 or
No, what it's doing is when you put the colon in there, you're basically saying this is how many is my goal, and so it's now going to show you the same number, but it's going to actually also give you the graphical representation of out of the number that you put after the colon.
what's the difference between
So if you were-
inflist and inflist X? Is that the inflist X doesn't show zeros?
Correct. So like if I were to go in and change this, right now I have it as invlist. I'm going to change it from ice colon 100,000 to just ore. We're going to see all of your ores. Do you have any ore?
Yeah, it's
No, you just have ice.
Hey.
And so right now, if you were to bring in some ore or something like that, it would change out that 0. If I come back in here and change it to invlist X, then I'm just looking at ice again.
So back to the so if I want to let me see that at a second. So if I want to exclude ice from this list, I just go behind the ore and say minus ice. Minus as the letter or minus as typing out minus?
Like the dash.
Yeah,
Well,
the dash. Okay, that's,
yeah.
With spaces in between or just
Yes, you need a space before the minus, but not after.
Oh,
the
okay,
minus.
nice. And I can exclude. How do I say I want to exclude ice and gold? Is that
You do minus ice space minus
Okay.
gold. Yeah, you can put as many pluses and minuses as you want in there. So, for
Easy.
example, if you wanted,
So-
if you wanted, you can also tell it, I want to see all of my ores and ingots in a mixed list, by saying ore plus ingots. Though
okay.
he actually has a special view for that, knowing there's a relationship between those two. If instead of saying ore, you say ingot, oops, I spelled ingot wrong. It will actually show you your ingots, and then it will show you how much ore you have of that ingot.
okay? Nice.
And there's another command. If you add an S on the end, it removes the ore thing. So if I do invlist XS, then it would be back to just ingots without the ores.
Nice. Inflist
And again,
with Inflist X again, I get rid of the zeros. Then Inflist is basically the same but with the zeros. So if I put in Inflist and use all the stuff behind, I still get the okay, you don't have anything of that, but I will show it to you anyways. Yes. So Inflist just is also showing the zeros basically, and giving me the full list. Inflist X doesn't show what I don't have. That's so neat. That's so neat to have.
And then there's also there's also a command that's identical in every way called inventory. And the only difference between inventory and invlist is that inventory, if you tell it just show me all of my inventory, it will break everything up into categories. With invlist, it won't. It'll just list them all.
Okay.
So I've just gotten in the habit of using invlist, but really either one works fine.
Yeah, but inventory, you would have to connect screens up because a lot of things to show, I would say. Because inventory, if it shows everything.
I mean, it'll scroll and you can use smaller things, and it kind of depends on what because you can also use inventory and say just ores and just ingots and that kind of thing. Or you can do like inventory iron and it'll show you. If you did inventory iron, actually, that's a good one. I'll show you kind of what goes wrong.
No flames here, please. No explosions and flames. No. That would be...
Not at all. So I just did inventory star iron. And it should... There you go. So you get... So this is what happens is you get ores summary, iron 0, ingots summary, iron... So... and the other thing that...
Nice.
I forgot. The other thing that the inventory command does is it also has some built-in quotas. So, which is kind of nice. So if I use inventory star ingots, you'll actually it guesses at. It's kind of like Tim.
Yeah. I wanted to say Tim has these quotas too and says you should have this and this amount of that. I don't know where Tim gets that from. Telling me to... okay, you should have... Sorry, but you should have so many uranium here, and you don't have enough.
You know, it's trying to help, and I think he does a good job. There are ways, by the way, to fix those quota things. If there are quotas you don't like and you want to change them, like I kind of went off on Tim for not actually not talented. I mean, he did a great job, but just the whole thing about medical components. I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care what you think. I do not need 10,000 medical components in any situation ever. Like it's just, and so I actually went in on the MBT and I'm just being ridiculous, but the thing is, you never need more than 50 medical components. I'm sorry. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care how big the ship is you're making. You never need more than 50 medical components, especially if you've got assemblers making them automatically. It's just ridiculous. What does it say you need?
15. For me, it tells me 15. I would need 15.
Oh, okay, but this is a small base. It doesn't have a whole lot on it. You get into a big one, so 15 is actually reasonable.
15 is, I think, the amount you need for a medical bay.
Yeah. On the MBT, it was telling me I needed 400. And I'm like, I'm sorry, no one ever needs 400 medical components. Ever.
No, what you don't do, or I don't know if you have set it up that way now. You can set up your nanite factories to pull in what they need. Problem with Tim and the nanite factories is they don't work too well together. So the nanite factories always overproduce. I have the feeling, and
yes, I noticed that too.
And but you could set it up so that the nanite factories just pull in what they need, and then Tim's quotas are already basically out of the window because the nanites just take and make what they need.
Well, yes and no. The thing is, when the nanite factory wants something, it then queues it. And it queues up a little bit too much, and then it sits around and waits for it to be done. If you want it to go fast, you kind of need stuff already ready to go. You don't want to wait for it to be built.
I'm fairly sure that Tim really intervenes there and does what he's trying to do. He's trying to basically,
but it's a little tricky.
Yeah, he's basically trying to balance out all that stuff, and that's really neat. Mm-hmm. But the nanites are just, Lord, go and make me this stuff now. And Tim tries to,
but you can turn that off.
Let me do a bit of tweaking there and here. And
but you can turn that off. I've got it set so that the nanite factory will pull, but it will never queue anything in the assemblers, except for right now. I actually have it turned on because I've got the base separated and I only have one assembler. But when I have more than one assembler, when I'm connected to the trailer, then it works perfectly. and it's like I never have Igor ever self-manufacturing anything.
Yeah, I might have to do something about that, because on the orbital station I already have 50,000 steel plates just lying around because the nanites just made them, and I might have to do something about that. I'm thinking about setting up Tim to do the thing where he is setting up assemblers that produce the stuff, and Tim just tells them to now produce enough, because then the nanites can just grab the stuff that's there, and Tim will continuously produce it for them and all that stuff. I need to set stuff like that up, because again the nanites are amazing, but they are greedy as hell.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Just give me all the stuff.